Hey Lego fans, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at a Lego Creator set that came out in 2011. This is set number 5766 called the Log Cabin. Originally sold for I believe about 30 bucks in the US. Now you can find it still in stores but for 20 to 25 bucks. So for 355 pieces that it comes with, looks like it could be a pretty good deal. Let's check out what actually comes with this. Well, first of all, minifigure wise, you get one of them, and remember this is a creator set, not a city set, so it's not surprising that they don't give you the most elaborate of minifigures here. No print on the torso or on the legs, but you know, he's supposed to be kind of an outdoorsy kind of guy, so he's not going to be all that fashionable, so that kind of makes sense. And I really appreciate this old large backpack piece that he has on. You know, it's got the little mat that's all rolled up there for sleeping in. That's a good thing. He really does fit, even though he's a simple looking dude, he really does fit in with this entire set, I think. And they do give him something to play with here, sort of a vehicle type of thing. It's a boat. Well, it's a canoe. Check that out. Very nice. They use inverted round tiles on the bottom of this, so it kind of balances, and if he's got his oar or paddle off to one side, then it's going to kind of lean towards that side. Very realistic, all brick built. This is a very satisfying little build, and you know, it's just a good thing. It's got enough room to lean way over in both directions. So well done for something that's in the creator world, you know, where it's all about the building experience. I really like this thing, even though it's simple and just a small little add-on to the entire set. Very nicely done, and they give you a little cove over on this side with this blue section, just a small little area that'll fit that right in. So maybe he goes out for a little, you know, paddle around the lake and then brings it right in to there. The house is kind of a newer style, log style cabin, you know, something that's actually designed. You see you get some overlap here to kind of indicate the style, but you know, you would really need to have rounded sides on all these bricks to be able to get the old kind of Lincoln log style of cabin from when they didn't use timbers that were hewn down so nice and rectangular, but it still looks good. Use a dark red color for the roof, nice and steep, not a common color. And I don't like these torches all that much just because of the neon color. I think if they had used just a regular yellow would have been better, but still I get the idea. All these windows will open up, so that's a nice, kind of got to get your fingernail in there. Probably works a lot better for small fingers, but they'll all open up. And coming around to this side here, you can see you've got a little makeshift rotisserie down there. That's a very clever little build that it actually does rotate, and it can rotate all the way around, surprisingly. You see they used a long bar piece. This will show you the best kind of angle for it. A long bar piece with a Technic pin, black Technic pin. This is a 1x1 Technic brick, and then they used a backpack, a minifig backpack adapter added on the outside. And for these two poultry legs, this one is held on from its pin, so there's not enough room with that adapter over there to go over the stud, but the pin does it and fits down in there and works out well. Very nice, and little skeleton legs holding the thing up. Got a little bit of a longhorn detail up there. You do have a small window with no glass up on the top. Turning it around, looking at it from the back, this is a surprise to me because oftentimes with the creator houses, they've been guilty of leaving them pretty blank and boring looking from the back, but this one has just those two little windows on there with the opening panes that it looks good. It looks good from just about every angle. A little bit more plain from this side, but that's okay. You can see you've got a little bit of a chimney stack outlet up there, and indeed the entire roof comes right off easily because they use tiles on the top of there. And you can start to see already that the back of the house hinges open in this version. So here we go. Looking at it from the inside, you've got a nice little fireplace in there. That's nicely done. And then you have nothing else. So that's kind of boring. A lot of the creator sets have done this, and it's something that I really don't appreciate. you know, they don't even give you a little mat or just a little spot for him to lay his head down with a, you know, makeshift pillow or something. You really need to add your own stuff to make this a proper house, you know, to stay at. Yes, he's got his sleeping, you know, his pad there, blanket rolled up on his pack. You can use your imagination there, but they don't even give you a single plate piece to put him on, so that's a little bit unfortunate. One other thing is included here, because everything I like so far except for that interior. One other thing included is this tree. This is the larger of two possible tree builds that they give you, or that they suggest. Very spiky looking with the way that these pieces are attached. They work well as leaves in general, but like this, it's a little bit awkward to me. But it's a tree. It makes sense to have a tree. I appreciate the use of the arches and the kind of little bit of root pattern there. Doesn't look really good from this angle or this angle, but it's really intended, per the box art and per the instructions, to be attached or kind of sat back there, where it does look very nice and really adds to the ambiance, the kind of forced style of place that it is. Now, this is a 3-in-1 set, like most of the houses are, so if not all of them, yeah. So now you've seen the main one. This is the build that you see on the box, on the front of the box. Now I'm going to take this thing out of the studio, take it back downstairs to the building area, and my wife is going to very kindly take this entire thing apart and put it together in version 2. This version of the build actually leaves a bunch of parts behind, and it is simpler to put together. This one has a nice wide base plate kind of setup with it, with a stream going down the middle, with a little pathway going over the top, kind of a bridge with a little torch put towards the end of it. The tree is done smaller and shorter. Still has spiky leaves on it, but now you get a little more adjustability on where you can move some of these pieces around. Gives it a little bit more character. You have a little desk, or a little table, I guess, over on this side, along with a chair to sit on. When you sit on the chair with your minifig, kind of sits up a good bit, and you need to lean him forward a little bit. So not quite the right height there, but I think that's okay. You end up having a outdoor fireplace, which is kind of like a cooking pit now on the outside, which is just recessed in there a little bit. Chimneys up here, a little bit of awning here. That's pretty nice. And the house itself becomes more of like a hovel sort of thing. It's, you know, it's much shorter, and all has just the leaning side, with the entire outside portion being almost all roof. However, they did still make it so that you can remove that roof easily, because they still made good use of these tiles. Here you can see a little bit better why they used so many 1x1 tiles in this set, which you could see in the first build. Some areas it looks like they weren't entirely appropriate, but allows you to open this up, and now you can actually see that the fireplace does go through all the way to the inside, so you will be able to get some heat from that. And again, you have a table on the inside, actually more in terms of interior furniture with this version than you did with the larger version, interestingly enough. So, you know, you still get a little bit of access there. Still no place to sleep, unless you want to kind of convert that into a bed. I guess you could, but that's a nice little way that all goes together. And this here, this is a little piece of wheeled luggage. So your minifig would actually pull that around like so. And you see it's got the little faux wheels on the bottom of it. Kind of a cute little design. It would be nice if this was a little bit longer, but hey, can't complain. It's just another additional thing. Still has luggage this way, since he's not using his backpack in this version. So now it's time for the final version. This is it, the last version that I have to show, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is my favorite of the 3 versions. Didn't plan it that way, leaving my favorite for the last or anything, but just worked out that way. So here the house appears to be, or the main structure appears to be divided into 2 sections. So you've got 2 separate areas with roofs over them, and you've still got the little nice torch on the front. You have a pond here now instead, with the little bushes by the sides, and the guy is feeding I guess, you know, some lettuce or something to this duck that's here. So you get to build a little duck. It's a nice little one. You have what looks like either a lamp or a heating torch sort of thing, you know, for outdoor heating space, but probably more likely just a lamp. Got a little bit of a garden that started here, a little bit of pathway coming up to the front door, and another little bush on the side. You've got an outdoor water spigot over on this side. And here's the best thing. Turn this around, and now you actually have a little bit of an interior. So you get, actually you have a little table on the side, on the outside, but you also have a place to sit down. You have a place to sit and eat some food. So you've got a table inside. You do have the nice fireplace on the inside, and I think this one is done nicer than the others. You know, it's a little bit more modern, I guess, but a little guard in the front there. You've got another place to sit here. Still no bed, but this is a massive improvement, I think. You have an upstairs, sort of. You can use that for a little bit of storage space. Even has a ceiling lamp. Look at that. That's very nice. See how they use those pieces to create a ceiling lamp. And this whole thing, I said that it appears that you have two structures because, well, appearances can be deceiving. And now you have one structure, one single house that looks nicely designed as a single thing. Still, the exterior still works perfectly fine folded up like this. You just have the pond over on this side, and it's now in the back, really, because this is, you know, the front pathway. This looks great. I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it, I like it. And the side, not quite as good, but this is a great idea right here, combining the hinge pieces in with the space for the chimney stack. So that works out really nicely. And this, yeah, this really seals the deal for me. It takes the cake. That whole thing actually having a little bit of interior and just a nice design overall. Even without the interior bits, you know, it still looks really good and positive and just uplifting. You know, everything about this is just good, you know. So I really appreciate that they've set a nice natural scene here that's not too far out into, you know, forest and such. It's something that folks or kids who have been brought up in cities can still kind of relate to somewhat. So I really appreciate that. And this was just a really enjoyable set, and I hope that you enjoyed it also. Sorry that went a little bit long, but there was a lot to see here. Wanted to see what you would think about seeing all three versions in one video. Hope that you will come back and watch more videos as I put out more on a very regular basis. And if you haven't checked through some of my old stuff, check through it. It's on my channel or at jangbricks.com. Hope to have a chance to talk to you again soon, but bye for now.